We have to dance. Now that we got our music to work.
Well, we hope it's working. Scoot it closer. I can come back more now. Okay, there we go.
Hey, everybody. How are you guys today?
Do you want to leave it playing or take it off?
Leave it playing, but turn it down just a little bit more. There we go. So this beautiful statue, collectible item, is available to celebrate Somna, which was a very Halloween-esque series.
Yeah. Horror, yeah. Sexual horror.
She's
Nymphomaniac horror.
by a ghost. Well, a devil ghost.
She's spirited by? Is that what the kids are calling it these days?
She has intimate relations with. But this is a super, super gorgeous. These are so cute. I love these little things, little cats. From Distillery. And they are super limited. Super collectible. And since I started with 3D, I'll go ahead and finish our 3Ds because this is also a #1. It's Blue Lock. And it's Blue Lock #1, but it also comes with Nagi. He's so cute.
Limited edition, or exclusive, I should say, Q-Posket there for Blue Lock.
There they are playing beach volleyball because, you know, what do you do when you're locked into a Hunger Games soccer tournament?
And just to give a bit of explanation on our title this week, the comic industry is geared toward months that have 4 weeks, and they plan their schedule of the regular books to come out across 4 weeks. And even though it's not a surprise to anyone that there are some months that have 5 weeks, they've yet to really figure out how to handle it. So instead of, for example, DC sending us any of their regular series, we have several one-shots and stuff like that from DC. Marvel does a bit better at it, but that's because their schedule is all chaotic anyway. But so it's just an odd assortment of stuff this week, including the new Previews comics.
Silverhawks and Lenore.
Everyone's favorite dead girl.
DC Connect is advertising the new Aquaman. IDW's catalog is also out this week. And Ultimate Wolverine is coming, guys.
That is a nice look.
And also
kind of
more
surprised.
Deadpool Wolverine.
Kind of surprised the original Ultimate line of stuff never did an Ultimate Wolverine. I mean, a comic itself. And in about a month or so, we will have another catalog joining the ranks of distributor catalogs, with Image Comics now doing a print catalog.
Oh, they're back to doing it. Are they going to continue to do a story in them?
No, it's going to be, as far as I know, it's going to be regular catalog size, not the oversized magazine thing.
That was cool. So I don't know what the title is. I didn't see it, but the 5th week's worth of stuff. Okay, yeah. So Absolute Batman, second print. Mm-hmm. #1, second print. So we share our #1. So I'm sharing the Absolute Batman #1's second prints. This is a foil cover. And then we have a Diodato cover. That's by Dragata. We have a second print of the All-In Special, which is still a flip book.
I have finally gotten a chance to read half of this. I had started the absolute half before. I still haven't finished that one, but I've read the DC Universe half. And this flip book does something that is super cool that I've not seen in any other flip book. No matter which way you start it, both stories get to the centerfold, which have the same shared image as the end of the story. It is really super cool. Lots of good setup stuff in the DC half, at least.
It is a flip book, literally.
Flip book wraparound cover.
I found it interesting that the barcode on both sides too.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of fun.
Well, there really is no true front or back.
It's time for our first #1 from Distillery.
I'll let you read this long.
Come Find Me, an Autumnal Offering. A new 56-page one-shot from Distillery. In Come Find Me, an Autumnal Offering, auteur Becky Cloonan curates a coven of the most sinister, trailblazing storytellers in sequential art for a haunting collection destined to become a Halloween tradition. I can't read the thing because it's below your computer. Within these pages, Cloonan unearths a corpse with 2 coins laid over its decay. You have to hold it up as it's a wraparound. Oh. Laid over its decaying eyes. When an opportunistic thief robs the cadaver of its last possessions, a sinister curse erupts, dooming all it touches. Hamlet Machine presents a chilling tale of a musical demon who makes Faustian pacts with unsuspecting victims, creating minor key symphonies of human pain.
Okay, I'll read. You do the holding out, so my brain can't figure that out. So I figure out where you are, I'll pick up from there. There we go. E.M. Carroll, Vanessa R. Del Rey, Celine Coupe, and Molly Mendoza join this insidious bonfire to conjure a modern descent into folk horror dread. Come Find Me also offers a first look into the world of Cloonan's next Distillery series, making this volume a perfect collector's item. Hot off the creator's sold-out modern erotic horror masterpiece with Toulouse, Somna. An eerie confirmation of the new face of comics horror, Come Find Me is guaranteed to provide restless nights and racing pulses in a season of bonfires and falling leaves. Not had a chance to read this one yet, but I'm really looking forward to it.
This is by Jen Eli? E-L-Y?
Sure.
It's the 1 in 10. And this is the incentive 1 in 25. It is also wraparound, but
we only have one of them, so we can't show you the wraparound on that one. That's a fun cover, though.
It is.
Very creepy.
And it's like spot embossed.
Mm-hmm. She has way too many hands.
You have to come in and see it.
While it lasts.
We have another Halloween one-shot special. This one from Oni Press. It's Dwellings, All Hallows Eve.
Welcome back to Elwich, the town where every piece of candy is just a razor blade waiting to be revealed. This Halloween, return to the terrifyingly tranquil streets of that Dwellings calls home, as seen through the eyes of visitor Wolfgang Legant. But Wolfgang is no ordinary tourist. He's convinced he's actually a seasoned vampire hunter, and this delusion has drawn him to Elwich to drive a stake through the once unassuming town's thriving sanguinarian goth subculture. But when Wolfgang meets Emmeline Momenta, a young woman similarly possessed by the idea that she's a real vampire, rational faith may be the only thing that's capable of stopping a mass murder in the making. Trick or treat, live or die. Emmy Award-winning, Eisner Award-nominated comics master Jay Stevens captures the Halloween spirit in all of its blood-spattered, candy-colored glory in the first-ever standalone double-sized Dwelling special, before the series makes its much-demanded return in 2025. Now, if you remember the series, when the 6-issue miniseries that came out already, it was an oversized format. This is an actual comic format, so I'm really curious what they're going to do with the new series. Yes, it was. Really? I would. Well, I want to say I would put money on it, but you're here looking at them all day. I'm not. Well, maybe I'm wrong, but I could have sworn it was oversized.
Another second print. This is Mattia De Luis's Universal Monsters Frankenstein #1 coming out with second print. I like him holding a little dainty flower.
Mm-hmm. This story tells the story behind some of the various parts that make up the monster.
All right, it's time for Hexiles, a new #1 from Mad Cave Studios.
From Cullen Bunn and Joe Bocardo comes a new tale of hellish familial horror. Jameson Creel is dead. 6 of his children from 6 mothers are attending the funeral of a father they never met. Each of the children possesses a different infernal power. These powers, though, come at a terrible price. A price Jameson Creel has placed upon the heads of his offspring. And the demonic debtors have come to collect. Sounds kind of like an Umbrella Academy horror story.
Mad Cave Studios also brings us another #1, Hour of the Wolf. It's a 4-issue micro-series.
When Owen Blackwood is called, you know what, I'm going to jump to the bottom of this description first and tell you this part. Hour of the Wolf is the second thrilling title in Underworld, an all-new universe created by Mark London, creator of Mad Cave Studios, which also includes the already released Revolution 9 and the upcoming Exit City. Each miniseries set within this universe can be savored as a standalone serial while serving as a stepping stone toward Endless Night, the must-read crossover guaranteed to blow your mind in 2025. So this one, when Owen Blackwood is called across time to a seemingly normal home to destroy a haunted painting, it didn't feel like anything out of the ordinary to this agent of Wolvenheart. However, upon arrival, Owen finds himself trapped in the very painting he was called to destroy. With only a 1 hour window of time in which to operate, will Owen be able to save the family from certain death and destroy the painting? Or will he get lost in time and become a cross-dimensional walking ghost? Sounds interesting enough, at least.
The Human Fly. #1 of 4 from IPI Comics.
I don't understand. Oh, I understand part of this first sentence. I don't understand all of this first sentence, but I'm going to read it anyways. The real-life former Marvel hero. The Fly commences a deadly series of performances down the west coast of North America, only to face a masked enemy with an evil agenda. Written by Christopher Sikora and drawn by Jay, and I'm not even going to try it.
Scherpenhausen.
Scherpenhausen. Now, I know The Fly back in the 70s was published by Marvel. I know that. The real life part is what I don't get. They capitalize real, the R and the L in real life. I don't understand what they mean. Is it based on a real life human fly? I have no idea.
Metamorphosis. I mean. Hey, it happened on Hyde Street. Devour. This is a one-shot from Image Comics. It's part of the Ghost Machine
studio. Look thin or die trying.
With an impending
okay, thank you.
wedding.
I'm like, that is not. What is that?
It says EITH.
I thought it was a name or something. With an impending wedding, Lily needs to lose weight to fit into her wedding dress, but struggles to shed some pounds. And what's worse, her super thin grandmother relentlessly disparages Lily's approach. Ooh, that sounds like someone we know. Instead lavishing praise upon a quick fix miracle supplement called Devour, as hawked by the mysterious health guru, Miss Goodbody. But is taking it worth the cost? In this extra-length one-shot nightmare, when it comes to Devour, all you need is one.
Is that, what's her name? I put that up right as you said her name, and I thought, I think that's her.
Oh, Lily?
That was
Miss Goodbody? I believe that's
Miss
Goodbody.
pretty darn impressive of me. Started with Lily, who's losing weight. You talked about her, and then right when you said her name, I put her up.
Miss Goodbody is one of the denizens of Hyde Street.
I Dragon, #1 of a 3-issue series from Alien Books.
Fiefdom of the royal family, Rosenthal Castle lives its darkest hours surrounded by a huge army. The leader who heads it is the bastard descendant of a lost royal line, and she has returned to reclaim her throne. Oh, when you hear the phrase bastard descendant, I don't typically think female, do you? I always think male. I mean, females can be bastards just as easily, but it seems like more of a male phrase. A long and bloody struggle for power is about to begin. Meanwhile, inside the castle, a strange carnival woman gives birth to her first child. A series of 4 different covers on the first issue of this oversized. Diamond calls it a graphic novel. To me, that's distillery format comics.
It's distillery format comic.
I don't know why but anyway, it sounds interesting as heck. I'm curious why there's a carnival woman inside the castle. If it was
a graphic novel, all 3 issues would have come out together. All right, it's time for another special. It's Misty 2024 from Rebellion 2000 AD.
Created by Pat Mills and launched in 1978, Misty was a horror comic like no other. Now, more than 2 decades later, Misty returns and has been brought into 2024 by the pen of Gail Simone. Excuse me. This anthology features 3 brand new chilling stories by Simone with art by Carola Borelli, Ali Fell, and Mariana Ignazi. Some British horror here. I really like the cover. Again, it's saddle stage. It's got staple, so it's not quite distillery format, but close.
Continuing our number 1 second print theme, we have a second print of Mark Spears' Monsters. Love the trick or treat cover there. Very Halloween.
Given the way the first printings went, slowly up in price. I need to check the price on this one already, I suspect.
So Knights vs. Samurai came out last week.
Came out
2 weeks ago.
No, it came out like a month and a half ago. Time flies when you're having fun.
It's still brand new last week. Because it anyway.
I think a second
it
printing
came out and then it got anyway. It doesn't matter because we are so great and went to a meeting with Todd and David. We got an exclusive signed variant cover there.
Oh, now I see it over there on the side. Signed by Todd McFarlane and David. I can't even say his last name if I try.
Desmelchian.
What she said.
I got it out before when I was telling him how to say it. What to write. Hey, look, it's time for a Penguin special. Tales of Gotham's foulest gangster. That's what it says.
Written by Jeremy Adams, Bill Finger, Alan Grant, and Jason Aaron, with art by Howard Porter, Bob Kane, Sam Keith, and Jason Pearson. At first glance, the Penguin may seem like a harmless, if peculiar, businessman with a fondness for fine cuisine, tailored suits, and exotic birds. But those in Gotham's underworld know that beneath the dapper attire and gentlemanly demeanor lies a calculating and ruthless criminal who isn't afraid to take whatever he thinks he deserves. And should you happen to be in the way of something he wants, know that this bird is just as deadly as any raptor. Discover the man behind the new Max streaming series in this special issue showcasing a brand new, exclusive story written by Jeremy Adams and illustrated by Howard Porter that shows the Penguin's next moves during All In, along with Penguin's 1941 debut in the pages of Detective Comics 58 and twisted recollections of his formative years from Secret Origins #1 and Joker's Asylum Penguin #1. If you haven't tried the Penguin TV show, we've watched the first issue. Joetta doesn't want to watch more than one at a time. It is really good. I highly recommend it. I think it spins off from the Sparkly Vampire guy. What's his name in real life?
Patterson?
Yeah, Robert Pattinson Batman movie.
Literally 2 weeks later.
And focuses solely on Penguin and the Falcone family. It is really, really good. I thought. Anyway, keep going. Another one shot from DC this week is Poison Ivy, Swamp Thing, Feral Trees. Also somehow or another part of the All-In storyline. There is something, I shouldn't say storyline because it's not really a storyline. There is something wrong with the trees. A presence screaming out in pain, tearing, gnashing, and gnawing through the very fabric of the green, calling out for blood. In its wake, a trail of viscera and carnage is left, leading to a mystery that the Parliament of Trees has conscripted Poison Ivy and Swamp Thing to solve. Can the verdant villainous and the Avatar of the Green make their way to the heart of this homicidal wilderness and discover the source of this horror? Or will they find themselves the next victims of these feral trees? This story, brought to violent life by G. Willow Wilson and Mike Perkins, will answer these questions. But beware, this terrifying tale is not for the weak of heart.
Oh, there was another cover. Sorry. Thought I had all the covers up there.
And just like the Poison Ivy series itself, lots of pretty Poison Ivy covers.
Power Rangers Across the Morphin Grid, a one-shot from Image Comics. What's better than an anthology featuring characters of each main Power Ranger color? One where each corresponding actor writes their character's story, featuring Yellow Zeo Ranger Tanya Sloan, Black Mighty Morphin Power Ranger Zach Taylor, Blue Mighty Morphin Power Ranger Billy Cranston, the second Red Mighty Morphin Power Ranger Rocky DeSantos, and Pink Hyperforce Ranger Chloe Ashford. Discover a whole host of exciting stories from every corner of the Morphin Grid. Dave Yost and Walter Jones, the original Blue and Black Rangers, are joined by other fan-favorite writers, including Steve Cardenas, Matt Groom, Nikki Abersi, J.D. Sputin, and Megan Camarena. In addition to art by Paulina Gashu, Tango, Patrick Mulholland, Anand Ramcharian, for a more phenomenal experience that is not to be missed. And there's the full art incentive variant. All right, Oni Press. They brought us some series this week. This is a micro series, Sectaris, #1 of 3.
In the farthest reaches of the Nacelle-verse, writer Dennis Culver and dazzling artist Ramon Box transport you to the world of the Sectars, warriors of Symbion. Millennia passed. On the distant planet of Symbion, a genetic experiment failed, and evolution took a strange turn. The result of this cataclysm? A world where insects can grow to monstrous proportions, and whose inhabitants have taken on the weird and wondrous characteristics of insects themselves. Telepathically bonded in battle, Sectars warriors unite with their insect companions in this ultimate fight for survival. Return to the fantastic alien realm of Symbion as the heroes of this classic 80s toy line return to forge their legend anew in an all-new series from Oni Press and the Nacelle Company. It's a lot of words.
I remember Sectars. Did you play with Sectars?
Nope. Apparently, all of this Nacelle stuff, well, except, no, Micronauts was at Nacelle, right?
No.
So, yeah, apparently all this Nacelle stuff is after I grew up.
So we have a ratio variant to share with you. This is Sweetie Candivigilati #5. Jeff Zornow's black and white incentive variant.
I was 14 through 18, from 80 to 85. So you figure I was on the tail end of playing with toys.
10 to 15.
Yeah, so you had more toy time in there than I did. So
we have Uncanny Valley #6 of 10, Dave Watchers. 1 in 10 ratio variant there. If you aren't aware, Uncanny Valley is an awesome series where cartoons and humans coexist.
Super awesome series.
Yeah. All right, it's time for, that one's not here. Wicked Witches, a one-shot from Udon Entertainment.
You know what? That is probably not from Udon. No, that is from Antarctic Press. Sorry, didn't change that part. Be enchanted by our bewitching beauties. Their magic tricks are the best treats. This Halloween, treat yourself to a tasty pinup collection of salacious sorceresses that'll have you spellbound. Antarctic's core creators, Brian Denham, Ben Dunn, Fred Perry, Kelsey Shannon, Dave Hutchinson, and more bring you a colorful coven of casting cuties. Bonus, a short story full of magic with the first appearance of Ben Dunn's new bad girl, Kendra. And I don't know, but I think this might be Kendra, but I'm not sure.
And if you are an art collector as well as a reader, the back cover is a full art of the cover.
Actually?
So you can turn it over and...
Oh, okay. So that art is the same on the front side?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Gotcha now.
You can read it and then put up this as the picture.
And we neglected to bring this along to show you, but Venom War continues from Marvel Comics with Fantastic Venom War Fantastic Four #1. The Fantastic Four may not have much history with Venom, beyond helping Spider-Man capture the symbiote way back when. But when both Doctor Doom and Kang the Conqueror start getting involved in the war, now we've got the FF's attention. It's a wild battle of mad geniuses that spans thousands of years and also the space of a breath, with stakes that only the Fantastic Four could fathom. It's kind of generous, really, to the Fantastic Four, because really, if there's stakes to be fathomed, Reed Richards is the one doing the fathoming. The rest of them are just kind of along for the ride. Nothing against Sue, but the other two are dumb as rocks. That's just established. Anyway. It's a book of covers. We don't have a description for it.
It's Wonder Woman Uncovered, a one-shot from Daniel Sampre and Temu Mori. And that's the foil from them. I love that it's all the different Wonder Woman costumes pieced together to make one Wonder Woman.
I thought it was a pretty cool concept. Not sure that I fully celebrate the execution as much as I'd like to, but it's a foil cover, so I'm getting it anyway.
In 1976, the Big Two in comics sought to end the speculation and made pop culture history.
Did you show them what you're reading?
No, I was going to read it and then surprise people with it, but sure, I'll put it up there.
This is a tome.
And make pop culture history by pitting their most popular heroes, Superman and the Amazing Spider-Man, against each other. The success of this one-shot comic paved the way for future collaborations between the House of Ideas and the distinguished competition, ushering in a new age of intercompany crossover events that boasted some of the industry's biggest writers and artists. Now, for the first time in over 20 years, the comics that started it all are collected here in a brand new omnibus edition featuring team-up stories between classic DC Universe and Marvel characters from Superman vs. the Amazing Spider-Man, number 1, Marvel Treasury Edition number 28, DC Special Series number 27, Marvel and DC present featuring the Uncanny X-Men and the New Teen Titans number 1, Batman Punisher Lake of Fire number 1, Punisher Batman Deadly Nights number 1, Darkseid vs. Galactus the Hunger number 1, Spider-Man and Batman number 1, Green Lantern Silver Surfer Unholy Alliances number 1, Silver Surfer Superman number 1, Batman and Captain America number 1, Daredevil and Batman number 1, Batman and Spider-Man number 1, Superman Fantastic Four number 1, Incredible Hulk vs. Superman number 1, and Batman Daredevil King of New York number 1. And oh, by the way, did you notice that the first one I read was Superman vs. the Amazing Spider-Man Treasury Edition? And guess what we have on our old comic display?
We have that very book.
We do indeed.
And several other Treasury editions.
We have several Treasury editions on this week's old comic display. I want to show you, there's two different covers, so let me hold up that one so you can see the other cover, because one is direct and one is store exclusive.
There's a Jim Lee cover and a George Perez cover, if I remember correctly. I feel like I'm wrong, but I feel like, I don't know.
I can't tell you which one's direct anymore and which one's, I don't remember. All right, let's go. Time for the number ones. Ajin. This is another tome, but it's manga size, so, you know, except for being fat, it's not quite as heavy. It's also not hardcover. All right, here we go. I gotta get it up where you can see it. For Kay, and at least 46 others, immortality comes as the nastiest surprise ever. He's a rare specimen who needs to be experimented on for life, a demi-human who must die 1,000 deaths for the benefit of humanity. The breathless nightmare trip Ajin demi-human, finally available in omnibus format, a thriller that just keeps on getting better and deeper. Sakuri is great at both bullet spraying, neck snapping action, and subtle facial expressions that say more than the dialogue that accompanies them. Ajin started out as something worth keeping up with, but now it's up there with some of my favorite current regulars, Otaku USA. We have Amelia Atwood, Basic Witch by Emily Hampshire.
What a basic witch.
From the weird minds of Emily Hampshire, Amelia Airwood, Basic Witch, follows the least favorite daughter of LA's most famous family of witches. They're the Airwoods. Amelia's sisters are all following in the footsteps of their prominent parents, but everything Amelia does is just a little off-brand. A late bloomer who has yet to find her calling, Amelia uses her powers for mostly mundane problems, but even those lead to magical misfires. As her family's fame continues to rise, they have no choice but to exclude their bumbling black sheep daughter from the next great chapter of the Airwoods, reality TV. With the help of her brother Spaghetti, who she accidentally turned into a Yeti, long story, and her brand new BFF Nelia, who may or may not have ulterior motives, Amelia must carve her own path outside of her family's influence. Another hardcover. It's Godzilla's 70th anniversary, folks. Godzilla's birthday is November 4th, right?
Something like that. I don't remember what I said.
Whichever day it is, everything Godzilla will be 50% off in the store. Celebrate 70 years of Godzilla. Since 1954, Godzilla has been king of the monsters. And what better way to celebrate than a gigantic comics anthology of tales that get to the heart of Godzilla's lasting popularity? From the American Old West to modern Tokyo and beyond, this collection features stories of Godzilla fighting with allies like Mothra against old enemies like the terrible Mechagodzilla and reshaping the lives of all who follow its path. Guma. The beginning of her. This graphic novel, volume 1. Urban fantasy laced with horror and noir, brought to incredible life with Ji Hong's phenomenal artwork. This was a comic series, now collected. The Lady Knight and the Beast-Eared Child. Sometimes these manga titles get me. Okay. Lone Knight and Cub. Olivia was a lone monster subjugator who refused to take on an apprentice until she rescued a young beastkin named Noah. Now they look out for one another in an often brutal world. Despite the dangers they face, the two at times find beauty in their shared journey. As Olivia teaches Noah the art of battle, he teaches her how to enjoy life's quieter moments. But can a boy with such tender heart live up to his apprenticeship when faced with terrifying foes?
Okay.
Ruthless Render. Oh, both R's go for both. It's Ruthless Render. Both the R goes with both. Oops.
He's a renderer and he's
There is power in words, unimaginable power, the power of life and death. So be careful what you say, lest you speak nightmares into existence. Castile, a high schooler with a side gig as a loan shark, yearns for the simple life his mom had envisioned for him. But when Castile is killed and then resurrected by a mysterious force, his world is turned upside down. As it is. It can be a world upside downing. Captured by a group called the Revokers, his life is spared, but with one catch. He must help slay the devil. Balancing teenage crushes, battles with the devil, and encounters with immortal fear renders who have been spoken into existence, Castile must navigate a perilous path to save himself, his friends, and the world.
I don't know why I haven't thought to ask this before. Would you like me to get the
that would be great. Although reading off the back of the book is more detailed than those things.
Yeah.
S. That is the name of this book.
It is
and
indeed.
It looks very much like a gut. But anyway.
It does indeed.
21 years after the legendary bestseller Ring, which spawned blockbuster films on both sides of the Pacific, and 13 years after Birthday, the seemingly last word on iconic villain Sadako and her containment, internationally acclaimed master of horror and Shirley Jackson Award winner Kojo Suzuki has made his much-awaited return to the famed trilogy's mind-blowing story world with S.
It's a continuation of the Ring story.
Yeah.
There's a whole lot more words.
There's a lot of words there. Tiger and Dragon. Oh, they're so cute.
I wonder if that barcode works.
When Konomi was 5 years old, her best friend and neighbor, Kagetora, moved away. After 10 years with no communication, Konomi decides it's time to finally move on from her childhood crush. Luckily, with her other childhood friend, Tatsumi, waiting in the wings, it looks like romance is right around the corner. That is until Kagetora suddenly reappears and Konami's love life is thrown into chaos.
Let's talk about one.
Caught between two hotties.
Brown chicken, brown cow.
Well, I mean, you could tell. I was thinking there needed to be another name. I was about to say there should be another name on the front because there's 3 people there and only 2 days.
But it's not wrapped, so it must be Keen.
Unico Awakening. An unforgettable adventure across space and time. After Unico angers the evil goddess Venus, the brave young unicorn is banished, and all his memories erased. Rescued by the kind-hearted West Wind, Unico awakens in an unfamiliar world where he's befriended by Chloe, an abandoned watch cat. Chloe begs Unico to turn her into a human so she can fend for herself. But that act of kindness has unforeseen consequences. Venus and her cutthroat henchman Byron seek to destroy them both. Time is running out for Unico to regain his memories and discover his hidden powers. If he does, then Unico may become one of the most powerful beings in the universe.
Okay, then.
We called them giants.
Is she holding a hockey stick?
She is, with nails in the end. Lori wakes to find the streets empty. Everyone has gone, or at least nearly everyone. She's thrown into a world where she has to scrape by in the ruins of civilization, nearly starving, hiding from gangs when they arrive. We Call Them Giants is a story about communication across a chasm at the end of the world, and the award-winning team behind the dark smash fantasy die.
It's really good then. Jane Gillen does lots of good stuff.
Mm-hmm. I wanted to share this with you. This is not a new book. This is an uncorrected proof, and this will go up into the top of our Kids Loft for free reading when you're in the store. But since it was Halloween, and Goosebumps is very Halloween-esque, I wanted to share with you that there is a new Goosebumps coming out called The Haunted Mask. And if you want to get a sneak peek of it, you can come hang out in our Kids Loft and take a peek. And last but not least, we finish off with an actual novel. That's right, folks. They make these books with words and no pictures.
I don't understand why.
That's right. You have to actually read it and imagine it in your head what's happening.
For the record, you have to actually read comics.
Well, no, but you have the picture is right there. You don't have to imagine it. It's right there.
But you can't just look at the pictures and get what's going on. I know you think you can, which is how you read them so quickly.
Anyway, it's called Chronicles of Doom, Unraveling Rap's Masked Iconoclast. The Chronicles of Doom is superbly written and incredibly well researched, but also full of heart and the pure love and appreciation of any true Doom fan. Here you get everything you would want to know about the man, the myth, the mask. It is written as compellingly as the origin stories, the greatest superheroes and supervillains. We did not deserve Doom, and he gave us more than we could have possibly asked for. What else this book does is give you a reason to go back and listen to Doom's whole catalog again with new dimensions added, new content, new references, new resonances. If you love Doom, I could not more highly recommend this book. That is Tommy Orange, from New York Times bestselling author of Wandering Stars and Pulitzer Prize finalist in There. Doom. See, we started late, but we finished early.
Yay. We're still unfinished. All right. Come in tomorrow, pick up some comics.
Come see me.
Come see Joetta. Yeah. And if I can click it, I will click it and stream. But it will take a few minutes, so just sit here and watch us do nothing in the meantime.